Oh, okay. I'm feeling you, DJ. You bringing that Queens vibe up in here. I got that, and I like it. I like it so much that we about to get into this hip-hop salute. And this week, hip-hop salute goes out to Mr. Wave. Yes, Mr. Wave. Y'all know what I'm talking about. From Bronx, New York, known for his b-boy moves, New York City Breakers, Beat Street, that era. The 80s, the early 80 eras when we was rocking the Kangos, the Adidas, the name rings, the big bamboo earrings, the design jean suits. You know what I'm talking about. And the B-boys was out there on the platforms. They was at the park parties. You name it. That was the battle back then. So Tony Ray took it to a whole nother level. So I want to salute this pioneer for all he's done and what he's still doing. Because I just seen him recently and he still got it. So let me get into his bio before Mr. Wave call in, because we don't want to miss that, right? Not at all. Mr. Tony Wesley was born in Bronx, New York in 1965. A leap year baby born February 29th. Tony, the first son and second of 5, was born at a time in Bronx history and national history. His childhood was forever changed by a television performance. Michael Jackson dancing the robot. Jackson's performance of the robot caused Tony to become enamored with the art of dance. Those stiff-like halting moves performed with sheer perfection, automation, impressed and amazed him. Little did he realize the foundational impact this small event a child was watching, a then rising music star, would make on his path, his life path. And it sure has, everybody. Tony, Mr. Wave, he done it all. I mean, he got the pioneer status. He began spending more and more time around the neighborhood and frequent with the new things like block parties. Tony was partially taken by the music of the neighborhood, DJs and rap artists. Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, Grandmaster Flash was among those included in that crowd. Moving in conjunction with the music and the inspiration felt just by listening to his new style of music, a new style of dance also began to emerge. B-boying, breaking, breakdancing, a type of street dance is what it was called. Everybody, I want y'all to get yourself together and make sure y'all wine glasses stay lit, because we're going to come right back with this week hip-hop salute, Mr. Wave from Beat Street in New York City Breakers. All right, so don't miss out. Mr. Wave will be right back on the call-in.
Hello family, my name is Mr. Wave from the original New York City Breakers, and I'm proud to be a guest at the LionessRoars WineGlassesUp RadioShow. I'm on Power 104.9 FM. So I'm going to take you guys back on my testimony to when I became Mr. Wave. One day I was headed downtown from the Bronx in the projects, going to Delancey Street to buy me a fresh new shearling, sheepskin. And some gazelles. This kid pulls up on a motorcycle and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, Dr. Electric. Because at the time, my name was not Mr. Wave. I was a popper and my name was Dr. Electric. He says, do you guys want to come down? That's what my man Ace says. Do you guys want to come down and audition to dance for the President of the United States at the Kennedy Center Honors? And I said, sure, I will go down there. It ain't going to cost us nothing. We get down there and there's a room full of dancers. Everybody's geeked. I look around the room. I say, this is a perfect opportunity for me. I see the CIA over there because you got to run your background to get close to the president. So I see everybody's different styles and I snatch them all. I develop the wave, but my wave has ticking and popping in it, and it also has mind illusion in it. So it has my body doing things that's really not normal. I get called outside by the manager of the New York City Breakers, and he said to me, would you mind joining the New York City Breakers? So at that moment, Dr. Electric said, yeah. I get back in the room, they make the announcement, I don't have to audition with the rest of the crew, or the rest of the people trying to get to Washington. So Chino, who is the captain of the New York City Breakers named Action, he said we should change his name. His dancing is so smooth, we should name him Mr. Wave. And I love the name. I said, yeah, that works for me. So I was actually named by the New York City Breakers, and my life changed at that moment. We went on to Washington, we danced for the president, and it was a great show. Before we can get back, we get a call to dance in a movie called Beach Street. We got another call to dance in a movie called Body Rock, which we turned down because the money wasn't right. After that, it was Soul Train, Good Morning America, That's Incredible, Ripley's Believe It or Not. And the shows just kept going, and our travel was world. So we kind of detached from our family in the culture, and we became this different kind of group that, upper and middle class needed to see. They needed this medicine we were providing, and it was just our culture that we were providing. But after doing those, we decided to do a show, and our manager was the owner of the show called Graffiti Rock, with Run DMC, Run DMC, Kumo D, Special K, Shannon. So we did Graffiti Rock. It was a hit in most of the states, but 2 states refused to show it. So the pilot didn't make it through. That was California and New York. The reason why we failed in those 2 locations is because we named the show Graffiti Rock, and Mayor Koch was fighting graffiti at the time. I believe so in California as well. Those are 2 major networks. So we went on to exist. We did Toys, Viewmaster, and a record called K-Tail album, the New City Breaker K-Tail album, which both did very well, and we received not a dime for it. So with all those successes, we had a lot of letdowns. Both those companies went bankrupt. One day coming back from Trinidad, I was on the block. I always go back to my hood, so I was on Andrews Avenue, by the Fordham Road area, and this guy was hitting on this girl. And I tried to stop the brother, so I had to whoop the brother. 15, 20 minutes later, we outside with our radio, they call it boombox today, and the car pulls up, and they slow down, and a gun comes out the car, pulls the trigger, it doesn't go off, right in my face. So I feel like it was the kid. But long story short, we started running down the street. I get shot. I got shot in the hip, went down, ambulance came and got me, got to the hospital, and they gave me a choice. They said, sir, we could remove the bullet, but it went in hot. So you had all your muscles and tissue seized around the bullet. If we take the bullet out, we got to cut your tendons, your muscles, and your legs. And I said, and you won't be able to dance anymore. They knew we told them that I was a dancer. So I kept the bullet inside of me. But that made me realize that, doesn't matter what you've done and who you are, there is no real, identity except for, doing things that you need to do. So I moved out of New York and moved to Chicago, and I started doing production and film. And my first piece was Wave, A True Story in Hip Hop. You can see that on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, it's free. But I decided to do a little different. I decided to tell the story backwards. So now all about my successes, I talk about my anger and my failed successes in the film. Because I wanted to start doing film and being truthful with my fans and with the world. So I started a company a year ago, 2 years ago, called Real Song Productions. Real as in R-E-E-L, movie reel and being real. Song is for the unsung stories and the unsung issues that we may face in life. And it's important for our young people to know that we didn't have an easy ride in hip-hop in our culture. Oh, it's a beautiful culture. I always say that the hip-hop of the 80s is just like the Woodstock of the 70s. It's never going to be repeated. You'll never get to enjoy or be in that moment. So all you have is the stories. And so our company will get those stories and we tell those stories. Right now we just finished Special K, his documentary, and it's called You Can't Erase Me. And we have a lot more coming for you. So if you wanted to see more about Real Sung, you just go to Real, R-E-E-L, Sung, S-U-N-G, Productions, PRODUTIONS.net. And it'll show some of the upcoming films, and it shows some of the films that's already done, some of the trailers. Hope to be hearing from you guys. That's my testimony. I cannot cover my life. It's been a great one, in 4 minutes. Peace.
Oh yeah, baby. This is your queen, LionessRoars. And you're now tuned into the Wine Glasses Up show with the queen, myself, LionessRoars.